You've been there, right? Staring up at the night sky, feeling that mix of total awe and then this weird sense of nothing, like the numbers are so huge they just stop making sense. Well, there's a reason for that. Our brains are hardwired to figure out the distance to a target on the horizon, not the 2.5 million light years it takes to get to the next galaxy. This is the story of our wonderfully earthbound brains and why we hit a wall trying to grasp the sheer scale of space. Our entire sense of the world was built on horizons we can see and distances we can walk, tools that are totally useless out there in the cosmos. So, to see where our brains get tripped up, let's start small. Forget light years for a second. Let's take a trip using a scale we can actually feel. Travel time. First stop, the moon. If you could hop in a car and drive a steady 60 miles an hour, you'd get there in about 166 days. A long road trip for sure, but it's a number you can kind of wrap your head around. Okay, now let's point the car toward the sun. That same trip, it would take over 170 years. And right there, the analogy completely falls apart. No one experiences that kind of travel time, so we need a new ruler. How about the fastest thing in the universe? Light. It takes sunlight about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us here on Earth. That light travel time is such a useful yardstick that astronomers gave it its own name, the astronomical unit, or AU. It's perfect for our solar system. For a little while, anyway, because then you get to a planet like Neptune, which orbits at an average of 30 AU from the Sun. Light from our star takes over 4 hours to reach it. Our own cosmic backyard is already pushing our brains to the limit. But why stop there? Let's leave our solar system behind. Our next destination is Proxima Centauri, the closest star to our Sun. It's 4.25 light years away. And this is where we hit a much, much harder wall. For those who don't know what a light year is, it's the distance that light travels through an entire year. A concept our brains just weren't built for. To put it in perspective, our fastest probe heading out into deep space, Voyager 1, is screaming along at over 38,000 miles per hour. If we pinpointed at Proxima Centauri, the journey would take about 74,000 years. Our minds, which think in seasons and lifetimes, have absolutely no frame of reference for that. All right, let's zoom out, way out, so far out that our sun just blends into the crowd. We're looking at our home, the Milky Way galaxy, a beautiful sprawling spiral made of 100 to 400 billion other stars, and it's at least 100,000 light years across. If you want to feel really small, think about this. We've been broadcasting radio signals for just over a century. They travel at the speed of light, creating a bubble of us that now is about 200 light years wide. If you put that bubble on a map of the Milky Way, it's not even a pinprick. It's basically invisible. Our entire existence as a technological species has barely made a whisper in the dark. And the Milky Way? We're not alone. Our nearest major neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy, is 2.5 million light years away. If your brain hasn't turned to slush yet, get ready for this last jump. Our galaxy and Andromeda are just two neighbors in what's called the local group, and that little cluster is just one arm of the massive Laniakea supercluster. And Laniakea, it's just one of millions of superclusters filling the observable universe. This observable universe, the part of everything where the light has actually had time to reach us since the beginning of time, is about 93 billion light years wide. Inside it, there could be up to 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion. And beyond that, we have no idea. We are literally at the edge of what we can perceive. So why can't we picture all of this? It's simple, really. We were never meant to. Our brains aren't broken, they're just specialized. They're finely tuned instruments for surviving on Earth. We think in landmarks, in footsteps, in the time it takes to get from A to B. Those tools are meaningless when you're talking about a billion light years. So maybe the answer isn't to try and get it. Maybe we just need to change our perspective. the goal isn't to visualize a 93 billion light-year universe, it's to appreciate it. Because when you zoom all the way back in, past the superclusters, past the galaxies, and through that lonely void, you finally see our home, a fragile, pale blue dot, and suddenly that terrifying, immense scale of it all changes. It stops being a source of dread and becomes the beautiful, breathtaking context that makes our tiny, precious world here so incredibly meaningful. If you love thinking about the big questions and want to explore more of this wild universe with us, hit that subscribe button and join us on the next journey.